Hi, I'm Stacey and I'm one half of the Sofa Detectives. Welcome back, Sofa Sleuths. Today I'm going to be doing another one of our 5-minute fact videos. Today we're going to be talking about 11-year-old serial killer Mary Bell. It's quite an upsetting case. Happened in 1968 in Newcastle upon Tyne, and Mary didn't have the best start in life. She was born to a 17-year-old mum who was a sex worker, and her father was also a criminal, and I don't think he had much to do with her upbringing, so she was mainly with her mother, and her mother didn't seem to want Mary, and there was reports of repeated murder attempts from the mother to Mary. When she was quite small, she would overdose her on sleeping tablets. I think she accidentally fell out of a window once, which I think she was actually just thrown out of the window or pushed out of the window by her mother, and also multiple strangulation attempts. So obviously poor Mary was having a really tough time growing up, which resulted in her going on to kill 2 innocent baby boys. Martin Brown, who was 3, and then 2 months later she went on to kill Brian, I think it's Brian Howe, or spelled Howe, so I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and he was 4 at the time. She strangled them both, and after the first one she left a note saying that she had done the crime, but the police thought it was a prank. But then after finding Brian, they obviously knew it was quite serious, and went on to arrest Mary the very next day. She did have an accomplice to her crimes, a girl named Norma Bell, no relation, just a friend of hers. She took part as well. I don't think she actually took part in killing the children, but she was there. And it doesn't really state how much Norma did or didn't do, but it does say that Mary was the one that killed the boys. When arrested, Norma was distraught, and all through the court she was distraught, but Mary showed no emotion whatsoever, no remorse, no nothing. She wasn't that bothered that she had committed these crimes. It was said that when she fell out of the window, that she damaged her prefrontal cortex, which is the decision-making part of the brain. So a lot of people focus on the fact that it was her horrible upbringing, and obviously that's a huge factor, and the fact that her mum tried to kill her multiple times. It was also said that her mother would offer her up to her clients from when she was 4. So she was sexually abused from the age of 4. And obviously her mum repeatedly tried to kill her. I don't know why no one ever stepped in, because I think family members maybe were aware from what I've read, but no one came to Mary's aid, unfortunately. So during the trial, Norma was found not guilty whatsoever and walked free, and Mary was given life in prison. I think she served... Oh no, it wasn't life in prison. It was like her undetermined sentence length. So she was going to be there until they thought she wasn't a danger to herself or other children. She went on to serve, I think, 12 years and came out in 1980. And then she was given a new identity and moved away, I think. So people couldn't find her because they had rehabilitated her. I don't know how much you can rehabilitate someone that's obviously been through so much and then went on to do such awful things. She went on to help write a book about herself, also, but never letting on where she is or what her new name is. 4 years after leaving prison, I think she was 23 when she left prison, so at 27 she had a daughter and then went on to have a granddaughter. And her new identity and, is it anonymity? I can't say that word, went on to cover her daughter and her granddaughter. Sorry, I dropped my notes. It's quite a shocking case. She was only 11 when she did this, and she killed 2 other children, like 2 babies, 2 innocent babies. But I can't help but feel a little bit sorry for her. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. Obviously what she did was horrific, and those 2 babies lost their lives, and you know, no one can ever change that, and she should definitely have been punished. And I don't think 12 years was enough, in my opinion, for taking two lives. It's just, I don't think it's enough. But she had such an awful life, and her mother never faced charges for any of the things that she did to Mary, which shocks me. Her mother also went on to sell her story to tabloids and things like that to make money after Mary was sent to prison. I don't know if Mary ever showed any remorse for her crimes, but during the trial it said that she had like no emotion, like it didn't seem to bother her that she had committed these, you know, awful crimes, taking the life of 2 children. And I think it's a mix between obviously what she went through, like her whole life, and then obviously having her prefrontal cortex damaged. Like both of those things meant that she was pushed to go on and commit those crimes. Because obviously people that are abused don't always go on to kill people. But obviously because her decision-making area of her brain was damaged, she thought about doing these things, and the decision-making part of her brain wasn't working how our brains would, you know, how other people's brains would work. There was nothing there stopping her and telling her what she was doing was wrong. And obviously it's learnt behaviour. Her mother tried to kill her on multiple times, and I'm not giving Mary an excuse. What she did was awful, and she should never have taken those children's lives. It's just a heartbreaking case all round, because you've lost poor Martin, poor Brian, and poor Mary, I can't help it. Poor Mary had the worst upbringing up until she was 11, and she deserved to be punished for what she did. But if her mother hadn't treated her the way she had and did all the things that she did to her, I have a feeling Mary would never have gone on to do those things. So I do think the mother should have, you know, been charged for her crimes, like for everything that she did to Mary, pimping her out from the age of 4, which as a mother and a human, I can't even imagine how that woman did that to her own child. Like, it's just unthinkable. What an awful woman. She should have been charged for her crimes. I know I've said that about 5 times, but it makes me so angry. I also think, as much as I feel sorry for Mary, I think she should have served more time than 12 years, because it's just not enough. It's not enough for killing 1 person, but killing 2. I think she probably should have served a life sentence, as in 25 years at least, for what she did. But I guess they were lenient on her because she was 11 and because of her life, basically. But it's said that she's gone on to have a normal life, as much as people know, because obviously no one really knows where she is or what she's doing now. And I hope she, you know, stayed on the straight and narrow, I guess. Strange thing to say. And that's the story of Mary Bell. And just like to say that it's such a sad, sad story. Poor Martin and Brian, and, you know, I hope they can rest in peace. But yeah, it's just a really depressing, upsetting story. So, but I thought it was interesting. It happened here in the UK, and she was so young, so it's interesting and very disturbing that someone so young could commit such heinous crimes. Yeah, so it leaves a lot to think about. I will do a write-up for our blog, so if there's any details that I've missed now, they should appear in our blog. And feel free to pop over to our Facebook page. We have also a discussion group. It's called the Sofa Detectives True Crime Discussion, and you can pop your questions in there, and we can discuss the case with you. Also, if you have any cases you'd like to see us cover, feel free to drop it in the comments, because we love to hear your thoughts. Also, let us know what you think of the case. If you know any other details on the case, or you just want to chat, just pop your comments in the comment section and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay paranoid.